Welcome to the first episode of Rate the Ultra on Rockford CCG. A little backstory, I follow a YouTuber named Maximilian Dude. He does a Rate the Super type video where every character, like he takes a fighting game and he watches the supers and they rate it like on coolness, how it looks, how much damage it does and stuff like that. And he rates it from like a 0 to 10 scale. So I'm going to rip that idea from him, and we're going to go rate the Ultras on our channel, because the Ultras are usually the most exciting things to pull in a pack or to play. So we're going to do Libra of Souls, since it's the brand new set. It's coming out next week as of recording, which is November 22nd. So let's get into it. First, we're going to go into Amy's Ultra Rare, Rose Mystique. It's a 5/3 +1 low block, 6/6 ranged weapon. E, discard 1 momentum. Your opponent discards 1 card for each character in your staging area. E, seal 1 of your opponent's foundations. So just off the bat right now, stats-wise, just looking at the card right now, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. You need momentum for it to really hit home. The stats are great. It's a 6/6 +1 low block for a 5 and a 3. You get to seal an opponent's foundation. But you really need to have momentum and character stacking to actually make it worth, I don't know, like ultra good, I guess. It's still good you get to rip 1 card from your opponent's hand if you just have 1 character, but if you want multiple characters, it's asking really for multiple characters in your staging area to rip it 1 to 4 cards. So we're going to rate this a 7 out of 10. Next is Astaroth's Final Anguish. 5, 2 check, +0 high block, 6 mid for 7, desperation 4, weapon, combo throw. Combo E, this attack gains powerful X. X equals your opponent's face down foundations. Earth enhance, this attack gains throw. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. I'm not sold on the whole Astaroth package, but like in other characters, I think this would be really good. Like in Astaroth, I think it's like an 8. I'd say 9 out of 10. Basically because it's a powerful attack that gains throw, and as a Cole Con player, I love powerful attacks that don't have throw. Throw attacks that can gain powerful, because most of the time abilities that gain powerful are not allowed to go onto a throw. So yeah, the damage is how fast it is and how hard it hits. This is going to be on a 6 at least, at minimum, if you want that powerful X, but you don't have to. You can just play it on a 5, give it throw if you have Earth, and stack a whole bunch of damage on it. That works too. The Desperation's really good. Scorpion's going to love to play this. He gets to add another 6 damage to it. It kind of can go into the evil and, I guess, into the weapon builds of each of those symbols. But you're going to want a throw behind it. Like off of evil, you got Wind Embrace. That's a throw and a weapon. So you can play like a weapon throw kind of deck. But yeah, the 2 check kind of hurts it. It's probably why it's not a 10 out of 10, but it's definitely a 9 out of 10. After talking more about it, because 6 mid for 7 on a 5 diff is not horrible. Next up, let's go with as well as one of his 2 ultra rares. From Science with Love, it's a 5/3 +0 low block, 4 high for 5 weapon. Enhance, this attack gains multiple X. X equals the number of face down foundations in your opponent's staging area. E, add the top X cards of your deck to your momentum. X equals the number of your assets in your staging area. First glance, I'm going to say 7 out of 10. Yeah. The low block's really nice. 4 high for 5 is alright on a pseudo multiple attack, and it will at least gain a couple multiple instances if you're playing like Vicious or Astaroth. I guess Aswell flip stuff too, but to really make this worthwhile, you're going to need to have a bunch of assets in and a bunch of face down foundations in your opponent's staging area. So I'm going to say definitely 7 out of 10 for this one. These are all subjective, so if you feel like I've short-sighted some, please let me know in the comments below. As well as other Ultra rare, I shall save humanity, 5 difficulty 2 check, plus 0 high block. 5 mid 7 weapon. E, add 1 asset that you can normally play from your discard pile to your staging area, only playable if your opponent has 3 or more face down foundations. E, commit 2 assets. This attack gains powerful 10. I'm still gonna say it's a 7 out of 10. Just because you're gonna need to have 2 assets on board. Yes, it does fish in an asset, but you're gonna need to have 3 or more face down foundations. So you really can't pull this off super early, I guess, unless things fall into correct place. It is a 2 check, but man, that powerful 10, if you can pull that off, you have to have at least 1 asset out and 3 face down foundations on your opponent's side to have this fire off properly. So I'm definitely just gonna say 7 out of 10. I think it's pretty average just because it has a 2 check. It has a nice high block, but you're gonna need to play through some hoops to really make this card shine. Moving on to Cassandra's Ultra Rare. Shield Big Bang. This card was already a 10 out of 10, and then they errated it, and it's still a 10 out of 10. Just because you can just play it straight from the card pool for a cost of an asset. And then if you're able to get momentum, you're able to bring an asset from your discard pile. It doesn't need to match your character because it does not say that you normally can play. And it will feed the life F card pool effect. Its stats are really good. 6 high 6 plus 2 mid block. It rolls a 3. If anything, it's a 9 out of 10 because you now have to remove the asset instead of just destroy the asset. So you just couldn't loop the asset over and over again for an infinite. So yeah, we'll say it's a 9 out of 10. Definitely a 9 out of 10. Just because of the fact that your opponent has to have an answer for your assets if they're playing against a deck that can play Shield Big Bang, or they're just going to die to loops. Moving on to Cervantes Ultra Rare. Acheron and Nirvana. It's a 2 difficulty 5 check plus 2 mid block unique weapon. R, commit. After your opponent plays a keyword ability, cancel its effects. E, once per turn, ready 1 foundation that has not been readied this combat phase. This is a 10 out of 10. Just because you get demanding submission on an asset and it does not destroy itself, and it's on a 5 check, has a block, and it also has a really nice once per turn E that you can ready 1 foundation that has not been readied. So you're able to at least get double act. You can use it to ready specific defensive pieces or offensive pieces that will allow you to further your game plan. It is an asset, so you can only have 1 out in the field at a time. That's okay. But yeah, we're looking, just because it can cancel keyword abilities, and there are a lot of powerful keyword abilities, and it's reusable. So you get to ready it or find a way to ready it, and then you can use it multiple times. So 10 out of 10. Casa de Leviathan. Cervantes attack. It is a 5 difficulty 3 check. Plus 1 high block. 7 high for 5. Charge Fury weapon. E, discard 1 momentum. Destroy 1 of your opponent's foundations. Your opponent may discard 1 card or lose 2 vitality to cancel this effect. This enhance is playable any number of times this enhance step. That's nuts. E, if your opponent is in deadlock or at desperation, add the top 2 cards of your deck to your momentum. So, man, I'm going to say off the cuff right here, this is a 10 out of 10. You get a plus 1 high block. It's a 7 high for 5. Yeah, the damage is a little lackluster for a ultra rare, but that speed's really nice, and you can do the discard 1 momentum. You can destroy a bunch of foundations on your opponent's side, or you get to nuke their hand, or you make them burn to cancel the effect. So you get to play that as many times as you want during the enhance step. Then E, if your opponent's in deadlock or is at desperation, add the top 2 cards of your deck to your momentum, so it self-feeds the top E. So it rolls a 3, which is really good. Yeah, this is definitely a 10 out of 10 in my book. Moving on to Inferno's cards. Inferno Soul Edge. It's a 2 difficulty 5 check, +1 mid block, unique weapon, first form. Commit, discard 1 momentum. You are considered to be at desperation for the rest of the turn. Desperation R, remove 3 attacks from your discard pile. After your opponent plays an attack, remove it from the game. I'm definitely going to say it's an 8 out of 10. Most likely because it's not going to be generically used by a bunch of non-desperation type characters for that first F. This may get splashed in as a one of that for characters who can sneak in assets or on symbol to have a Princess Parry type effect available. So definitely going to say it's an 8 out of 10 just because it has a Princess Parry effect that you get to remove 3 attacks to further like your Tech Sphere game plan, or I believe there's a couple, I think Inferno wants cards removed. I haven't really read a lot of the cards outside the Ultra Rares, so sue me. But yeah, it's definitely an 8 out of 10. Moving on to Dark Reconquista Purgatory. His attack. It's a 5 difficulty 3 check, +1 high block, 4 mid for 8, ally charge, desperation, fury. That's a lot of keywords. E, lose 3 vitality, commit your opponent's character. Your opponent may lose 6 vitality to cancel this effect. That is fantastic. E, deadlock E, name a card, search your deck for all copies of the card and add them to your hand. 10 out of 10. Mostly because it's on a 3 check. It's going to commit your opponent's character, or they're going to burn for 6. So there's not on those symbols. There's very, very little character committal, or even I think there may be a few pieces that actually interact with their opponent's character. So this way you can play this. You can commit your opponent's character, or they burn 6, which is still a win in my book. And they still have to deal with a 4 mid 8. Nightmare's going to love this. It's a 4 mid for 10 in Nightmare, which is crazy. Deadlock E, you get to search for any card you want and add them all to your hand. So if the game gets to deadlock, which it can sometimes, you can grab every copy of your kill condition or the remainder of the copies of this. So yeah, 10 out of 10. Definite 10 out of 10. Mitsurugi's Exploding Flame Roar. 4 difficulty 3 check, +2 mid block, 4 mid for 6, weapon combo weapon attack. E combo E. This attack gets +6 damage. Add up to 1 weapon attack from your card pool, to your staging area face down. Combo E. This attack gains stun 2. Add up to 1 combo attack from your card pool to your staging area face down. I am going to say 8 out of 10. I would definitely say 7.5, but I'm going to round up and go 8 out of 10. The combo requirement isn't difficult in today's meta, but it's still the 3rd attack played. It's still on a 6. Your opponent can still interact with the other attacks on board, so they could screw up your combo. But the effects are pretty sweet. You get 6 extra damage, so it's a 4 mid for 12. And then you can add... Oh, so I see. So you either get to choose... So you get to choose... Get 6 damage or stun 2. So you don't get both. Because you have to add at least 1 weapon or 1 combo attack. So this actually may be a 7, because you don't get to use both enhances on the same thing. Oh, add up to. Okay, so yeah, correction. You get to use both enhances because you can add up to 1 or up to 1, so you don't have to do it. So my bad. Reverse it. It's time walk that whole beginning spiel. So yeah, it's definitely an 8 because you can play both of them in any order and then choose which card you want to come down. Yeah, it's definitely an 8 out of 10, mostly because it's the combo requirement, which is holding it down, I think. But still going to see a lot of play. 4 mid for 12, stun 2 is not anything to stick your nose up at. Raph's Ultra Rare Royal Poison. It's a 5 difficulty 3 check, +1 low block, 6 mid 6, charge, EX3, Fury, powerful 3, weapon. E, destroy 1 foundation. If this attack is blocked, ready all cards in your staging area. Deadlock E, seal 2 of your opponent's foundations, commit 2 of your opponent's foundations. This is a 10 out of 10 in my book. The destroy 1 foundation if it's blocked, ready all your cards. That's everything. So if you commit your character, you have assets committed, you ready everything in your staging area. It has EX and Powerful 3 to add on extra damage and speed if you need it. The Deadlock E, if it goes late game, you get to seal 2 foundations, commit 2, so you can deal with pesky anti-committal cards first, then commit cards. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing this in Cammy. So you're going to eat 6+ damage, or I get to ready her, which is freaking cool in my book. Reese 2-Dot is going to love this card too. If it's blocked, you get to ready him and then draw more cards on your next attack. And he needed a really beef attack because it was basically a bunch of pokes and like ace maneuvers if he got like the cards lined up properly. So Royal Poison is going to go a long way in Reese and in Cammy, I believe. So also in Chun-Li, you can play this off of air and give it 3 speed, and if they block it, you can ready all your foundations that you've committed for your ability. So it gives air Chun-Li a nice utility like type finisher attack other than like Kiko Show. So not bad. 10 out of 10. Probably the most hyped ultra rare, well, second hyped ultra rare in the set, Scarlett Thunder. It's Seong Mina's asset. It's a 2 difficulty 5 check plus 3 low block. Unique weapon. E, discard 1 momentum. If your non-throw attack deals damage, add 1 other card from your card pool to your hand. Seong Mina E, remove, add up to 2 cards from your card pool to your hand. I'm going to go 9. I'm almost saying 8. But if you're Seong Mina, it's probably a 10. If you're Seong Mina, but if you're anybody else, I believe it's an 8 because you need to have momentum and have a non-throw attack hit. It doesn't mean you don't have. You can play a throw and then play a non-throw. If the non-throw hits, you can pick up the throw if you want. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna say 8 out of 10. If you're anybody else, 10 out of 10 for Seong Mina, just because that ability is just nuts. And it works on defense too. The Seong Mina E does. The discard 1 momentum E is if, let's say, you block, reverse, and you have a momentum and you're able to get that block back. That works too. But 8 out of 10 for everybody else, 10 out of 10 for Seong Mina. Her attack, new song style, Scarlet Meteor. 5 difficulty 3 check, plus 1 mid block, 5 high 5. Breaker 2, powerful 4, weapon. You may destroy assets in addition to discarding momentum to pay for this attack's powerful ability. Our card pool, destroy an asset. After an action card is played, cancel its effects. That's fantastic. It's out of your league, basically, on a stick, or a better showdown. E, destroy 1 foundation. Add 1 asset or foundation from your discard pile to your staging area. And that doesn't also have to share any symbols. It doesn't have to be a normally played foundation. It can be, or asset. It can be anything. 10 out of 10. The stats are really good. The block's great. Breaker 2, powerful 4. You're able to self-fill its own powerful cost by destroying assets, and it brings in assets if you need it. Also, it protects itself by being able to cancel like a revoke. If they cancel your, you may destroy enhance or your powerful enhance. Definitely a 10 out of 10. I can see this being played all over the place. It's definitely going to be one of the chase ultra rares. On to Talim's ultra rare, Salika and Luha. Yeah, Luha, I guess. 1 difficulty 5 check, plus 3 high block, unique weapon. E, once per turn, flip a foundation. Add the top card of your deck to your momentum. Only playable if you have 0 momentum. R, once per enhanced step. After you destroy a foundation during the enhanced step, this attack gets plus 2 or minus 2 speed. Definitely going to say 9 out of 10. The being able to get flip foundation, get a momentum if you have none, which is fantastic. Momentum is such a premium resource, and it allows you to fire off so many good effects. Also, after you flip that foundation, if you're able to destroy that foundation somehow, you can either get +2 or -2 speed on the current attack. So it kind of self-fills, but it gives you more value out of your face downs for flipping to get momentum. So I'm gonna say 9 out of 10 because it's a 1/5 too. It's a fantastic card. Next is her ultra rare attack, Dancing Tempest. It's a 5 difficulty, 1 check, +1 low block, 2 high for 5, multiple 2 weapon combo charge. Combo E, multiple copies of this attack get +4 speed, +4 damage, and gain flash. Deadlock E, this attack gains +2 to its multiple rating. I'm going to say this is like a 5 or a 6 out of 10. The 1 check, I don't think it really needed the 1 check at all. It probably could have rolled a 2. They need to be in deadlock to get the multiple 4. Coffee Samba, I know it's not on the same. Coffee Samba is a good example of a like a 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10 1 check. It usually gains multiple 3 or 4 on its own, and it gains stun. This gets 4 speed, 4 damage, which is kind of saying it's a little harder. They become multiple copies become 6 high for 9 flashes. Again, you need to have the momentum. I don't know, and you have to combo a charge, which I believe her own kit doesn't really work very well with her together. I just think I want to take a guess, like in playtesting, someone got blown up by this card and they just nerfed the hell out of it. So I'm going to say it's a 5 out of 10. It's borderline unplayable in my opinion. And I'm being generous. I'm saying like 5 and lower are all the same for the most part, I believe. So it's bad. It's just a bad card. Tira's asset, Eiserne Drossel. I believe I said that wrong, but whatever. 1 difficulty 5 check, +0 low block. That's fantastic. Breaker 1, even better. Unique weapon. R, lose a vitality. After you play a combo ability, your attack gets +2 speed. If you are at Desperation, draw a card. Desperation E, commit. Add this attack to its owner's momentum. Only playable if your opponent has 1 or more momentum. I think on stats alone, this card's an 8. They lose a vitality to gain speed, and if you're in Desperation, you draw a card. Because that's a period, because you could just lose a vitality. No, you have to play combo ability, but it's a 9 out of 10, just because there on these symbols there are plenty of ways to get to Desperation and have combo abilities. On these, especially Water and Death, with like Liu Kang support, Tira support. I don't know if Jeddah will see a lot of this unless he ends up playing a lot of Tira stuff. But being able to draw an extra card and getting 2 speed after you play a combo ability, then you can just yin and yang someone. That seems pretty good. The low block is fantastic. Breaker's just icing on the cake. And being able to just basically punt an attack if you're in Desperation once per turn, or if you can ready this asset somehow, and your opponent has 1 momentum, that's also fantastic defensively. So it has offensive and defensive capabilities. Yeah, it's definitely a 9 out of 10 in my book. Her ultra rare attack, Bleak Concerto Finale. 5 difficulty 2 check, +1 mid block. I kind of chuckled at the art. The faces are a little wonky in my opinion, but I love Jason Cardy as an artist, but I think these faces, I don't know, they just look weird. Anyway, she's excited or surprised. 4 mid for 6, Fury weapon, combo Fury. E, your opponent discards their entire momentum and loses 1 vitality for each momentum discarded this way. Combo E, your opponent adds the top 2 cards of their deck to your momentum. This attack gains X speed and X damage. X equals your opponent's momentum. So you combo E, you add a bunch of momentum into they have a bunch of momentum, then you pitch it and they just burn to death. On top of having to deal with a 4 mid for 6. This is definitely, I would say, an 8, or I think it's a 7. It's a 7 because you have to combo, and you have to be playing that stuff your opponent's momentum game plan. So if you are playing like a Tira or a Jeddah, you're looking to just shove stuff into their momentum. So It definitely, because really a few character, like a handful of characters really play into that. So we're probably looking at a 7 actually out of 10, in my opinion. Again, it's all my opinion. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. If I'm completely off base, all that. So to the last two, we're on Voldo's asset, Manus and Ayus. 1 difficulty, 5 check, no block. Unique weapon. First F, shuffle up to 3 cards from your discard pile into your deck. E commit, your opponent chooses 1 attack card in your discard pile. This attack gains all enhanced abilities printed on the chosen card. Deadlock E, you discard 1 momentum. Your opponent destroys 3 foundations. That Deadlock E is just nuts. And it's just crazy. So I want to say it's like a 7 out of 6 or a 7. I'd say 7 out of 10. That middle E is pretty cool. The first F allows you to never cycle, I guess. If you only play 3 cards a turn, I guess you just never cycle if you keep doing that first F. The Deadlock E is fantastic. So I'm going to say 7 out of 10. This may see some splash play in non-Voldo decks just because you can say you are playing Death and you have Shotgun in your deck and you have another attack that you want to deal damage with. So you just go, your opponent chooses 1. So you set it up to where you only have shotguns in your discard pile, and then you go, eat. You have to choose a shotgun for my attack to gain all of his imprinted enhances. So you can do that. That could be interesting. Maybe a convoluted way of doing it, but you can do it. So I'm definitely going to say it's a 7 out of 10. Downward Spiral. 4 difficulty, 2 check, +1 low block. 5 low for 5. Charge, Fury, Weapon. E, this attack gains +X damage. X equals both players' combined printed hand size minus the total number of cards in both players' hands. Void Enhance. Your opponent discards 1 card. This is a 9 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10. I've seen some people get blown up on TTS by this already. I think you play this card and you're not afraid of Pure Heart. You just don't care. You're just like, whatever, I'm going to dump like a billion damage on you. And it's a 4 diff. If it was a 5, it probably would have rolled a 3. But I'm glad it's a 4-2. Because this card's really good. Just being able to snipe a discard, it's cool. So you're already at +1. They're probably only having 2 or 3 cards left in hand anyways, because if you're attacking and it's after the first turn. Yeah, this card's nuts. It's a 10 out of 10 just on the offensive capability of just murdering your opponent. Super easy with this card. And it's a low. And it has a low block. It's fantastic. So I hope you guys enjoyed the first iteration of Rate the Ultra, I guess. We're going to do some other sets. Ultras, I'm going to try to do 1 a week. So we'll maybe just work backwards. And I'm going to try to get some special guests on when I can. My recording stuff's kind of wonky right now. I can't use my computer with OBS. I have to use my laptop, so it's a little different. So, but other than that, thanks for coming and watching. Like, comment, subscribe. If you like our content, go to patreon.com, Rockford CCG. You can get all gal treatments early and all of our website articles early. I post them on the website usually a couple days in advance onto the Patreon page. So again, have a good night, take care of each other, and we'll see you next time on the next episode of Rate the Ultra.